No. First place in the BACL is on the line, and it all comes down to this at Pat Bale Field here in Alameda. First place. The Anchors take on the West Coast Kings Gold. The Anchors sitting just a half game back of the Kings. Still lots of baseball yet to be played, but that coveted first place spot could be in the hands of your Alameda Anchors after tonight. Still lots of baseball yet to be played, but that coveted first place spot could be in the hands. And not the deepest team Derek Livingston's seen all year tonight, as you see him shaking hands with Kenny Acosta out there at home plate. So he'll send Nevin Lee, his Friday night starter, if you will, to the mound. Home plate, so he'll send Nevin Lee. Nevin Lee's battery mate will be Aiden Sakai. So let's just real quick take a look at those BACL standings. The Anchors are 9-4 and off to a hot start. They've swept the doubleheader on Wednesday against the Admirals, and the team is definitely going in the right direction. Let's take a look at those standings as I just mentioned. The West Coast Kings Gold are 9-4. The Anchors 8-3, so they're in a virtual tie for that first place spot, with the Seals 2 games behind. The Admirals 2.5 back. That again after getting swept in a twin bill by the Anchors the other day. The Admirals 2.5 back. Both teams in gold could be a little confusing for all you watching along, but really all you need to know is that the winner of this game takes sole possession of BACL first place. And while we have a moment as the Anchors take the field, we'll give you the starting lineup for the visiting West Coast Kings, coached by Danny Bautista and Kevin Acosta. Chase Taylor, the center fielder, bats leadoff. Shane Aldridge, the right fielder, bats second. Elijah Ramos, the shortstop, bats third, and the catcher, Xavier Ramos, bats cleanup. Beg your pardon, that's Xavier Rios. Miles Walton, the left fielder, bats fifth. T.J. Costello, the third baseman, bats sixth. Seventh up is Trevor Harmon, the first baseman, and Trent Keys, the designated hitter, batting eighth. Elijah Scott, the second baseman, rounds out the nine for Danny Bautista. The second baseman rounds out the nine. And Nevin Lee, the lefty, his battery mate will be Aiden Sakai tonight. Third to first, Francisco Aguaya, Luis Zuleika, Kai Home, and Telly Hill. Isaiah Landry plays left. Jordan Bolden, who homered along with 4 no-hit innings on Wednesday, he gets the nod in center field tonight. Trying to follow up just an outstanding performance the other day, and Brendan Bell plays right field. Again, a sparse bench and a sparse bullpen for Derek Livingston, acting head coach, with Dustin Cheney still away from the ball club. But the Anchors have been doing just fine, as they've won 3 baseball games in a row. They've been doing just fine, as Nevin Lee, in the stats I have up to date, which again is BACL only, has thrown 8.1 innings. He's struck out 10 and walked 7. Talking to him before the game, he said that command, something he was really looking to work on.
Danny Bautista, and at first base, Kenny Acosta. And leading off, center fielder.
Leading off is Chase Taylor. The center fielder stands in from the left side, so we'll be left on left to start the ball game. Lee's ready. Taylor's ready. Nevin sets at the belt, and we're underway. Taylor squares to bunt and takes a cold strike one.
at 6:08, 70 degrees.
The first pitch was a called strike. First pitch, 6:08, 74 degrees.
Is the game changer up there? No, it's not in the room. Or is that it?
Curveballs pop towards left. Moving out is the shortstop Zuleika, but Landry calls him off to make the catch. And there's one down.
Batting second, the right fielder, number 5, Shane Aldridge.
Do you need information or not?
No, I told you to bring it up.
Okay, is anybody...
So there's one down
Okay.
here in the first inning as Taylor's retired via the fly out to left. Lee fires this one outside. It's 1-0. And it's 1-0. That one's cut on and missed. And the count's even 1-1. So the Anchors and the Kings Gold in a virtual tie for first place. We'll see who takes that crown after today, and Lee misses outside again. It's 2 balls and a strike.
I mean, yeah, I do, but...
So,
I need help with life.
2 balls and 1 strike. Lee to Aldridge. A curveball misses above the zone.
We're both leaving.
It's 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Lee's 3-1 is lined foul, and the count runs full 3-2. The Anchors swept a doubleheader on Wednesday, including a walk-off from J.P. Boyle in Game 2. A resounding victory in Game 1 on the backs of a great game from J.P. Boyd. That one's lined towards center, and it's going to dunk in for a base hit in front of Bolden, and a 1-out single. The first hit allowed. Damian Lapuz, the only listed pitcher in the bullpen tonight for Derek Livingston. So efficiency will be a key early for Nevin Lee, trying to keep that pitch count low. But a Shane Aldridge 1-out single has him at first. Lee from the slide step fires and misses outside, 1-0. Lee checks the runner at first and delivers. The 1-0 misses high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Nevin Lee, a junior at City College of San Francisco, went to Lowell High School. Nevin Lee. And here comes his 2-0. That one's in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. Elijah Ramos, the shortstop, waiting on deck. A 2-1 delivery, a fastball misses just off the corner, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike, and the second consecutive 3-ball count Nevin Lee's found himself in.
Which one got theirs first?
Here it comes, and that's high for ball 4. So the Kings Gold threatening here in the top half of the first inning. Xavier Ramos, the catcher,
number 14,
stands in from the right side. Infield looking to turn 2. Runners lead from first and second. Lee's first pitch misses high with a fastball. It's 1-0. Lee's 1-0. That one's in there for a called strike 1, and the count's even. Lee's 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch is caught on and missed with a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Miles Walton would be next. Lee gets the sign from Sakai. Checks the runners and delivers the 1-2, and that hit him, and the bases are loaded with one man out. So after getting the leadoff man to fly out, single walk, hit by pitch, and the bases are loaded, and Miles Walton steps in.
Batting fifth for the Kings, the left fielder, number 19, Miles Walton.
And Walton sends that one out towards center. Bolden under it, makes the catch. Here comes the runner tagging. Bolden's throws cut off by Hill. And a sac fly gives the Kings a 1-0 lead here in the first.
Where's the score? Home or west or away or something.
So a sac fly for Miles Walton, and that brings up TJ Costello, the second baseman.
Sixth, third baseman, number 18, TJ Costello.
Oh, let's get a run at it. I didn't write the numbers down before I gave it.
And that one's cut on and missed.
I don't know what they are.
And it's 0-1. Lee trying to limit the damage to just one here in the first.
I clicked one run.
Lee sets at the belt and fires. A curveball misses above the zone, and it's 1-1.
Hey, where's the run? Never try. If need be, I'll try to get it done.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners lead from first and second. And Walton fooled on a breaking ball. He's behind 1-2.
I kind of concentrate on this and don't.
Fly out single, walk hit by pitch, sac fly, and the Kings lead 1-0. And looking for more with 2 on and 2 out. Lee's 1-2 is lined hard and fair down the left field line. Landry goes to cut it off. 1 run's going to score. The throws to come into third, and it hit the runner. It hit the runner in the helmet and kicks away. But it's a ribby double for TJ Costello, and the Kings double their lead. It's now 2-1. Beg your pardon, 2-0.
That was only 1 run.
That ball was pulled hard over the third baseman Aguayo's head. Landry did a good job to cut it over down by the line. But it's an RBI double for TJ Costello, and the Kings looking to really open this one up with Trevor Harmon standing in with 2 runners in scoring position.
Stuff I didn't have to worry about next.
Here it comes, and that fastball is low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Not the start you want if you're head coach Derek Livingston, knowing you need lots of length from your starter today, who delivers a 1-0, a close pitch that misses. It's 2-0. Scott Anderson behind the dish, Cameron Jones on the bases, your 2 umpires for today. A curveball drops in for a strike, and it's 2-1. The out infield plays him straight up, and that one's low. It's 3-1. Lee's been working on his command, he says, this summer, as that's the one thing he's really trying to work on in all these starts. The 3-1 to Trevor Harmon is popped up in the infield. Zuleika and Home come together, and Kai Home makes the catch just on the first base side of second. So 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 men left for the West Coast Kings gold into fourth. The Anchors come up in the bottom half, trailing 2-0.
2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left for the West Coast Kings.
Last half of the first inning here from Alameda. The Anchors looking to rally. They trail 2-0 to the West Coast Kings. Isaiah Landry, Kai Homan, Francisco Aguayo will be the three to try and start the rally against the starter today for the Kings, Eddie Taylor out of Hamilton College. First pitch misses. And that one does as well, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Landry. The center fielder tonight batting leadoff, committed to Alabama State for this coming fall. The 2-0, Landry takes a fastball over the outside corner for a called strike 1. Eddie Taylor last season at Hamilton threw 28.2 innings. As a fastball win clips the knob of the bat of Isaiah Landry, so unlucky for the leadoff man. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We saw the same thing happen on Wednesday as Carson Vance appeared to be hit in the hand, but home plate umpire called it a foul ball. The Anchors went on to win both games of the Twin Bill. A couple days ago here at Pat Bale Field, the 2-2 to Landry, a breaking ball misses and the count runs full 3-2. The defense behind Taylor's battery mate is Rios. Third to first, Costello, Ramos, Scott, and Harmon, and left to right, Walton, Taylor, and Aldridge in the outfield. Landry takes ball 4 off the corner. Beg your pardon, it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe the first one was a called strike 1. Either way, here comes the 3-2 pitch to Landry, and he strikes out swinging on a breaking ball, 1 down.
Batting second in the Anchor lineup, the second baseman, number 5, Kai.
That brings up Kai Home. Finished up his freshman year at the College of San Mateo, went to Amador Valley High School. The righty playing second base today. Here comes the first pitch and a breaking ball in there for a called strike 1. Beautiful day for baseball here from the East Bay. First place in the BACL on the line. That one misses in the dirt, and the count's even 1-1. Francisco Aguayo waits on deck. Home hitting 222 on the BACL season, takes low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. On base at a 381 clip as he's drawn 5 walks. All 4 hits have been singles for Kai, who's ahead in the count here, 2-1. And he lines that one towards center, but it's going to dunk in for a base hit, so a 1-out single for Kai Home, and that brings up Francisco Aguayo, who has the third base duties tonight. Aguayo hitting 500 in the BACL, and he's getting on base at a 750 clip. So there's a 3 out of 4 chance he gets on here. Has also stolen 6 bases to lead the team. So Aguayo takes a first pitch for a ball, and now a check on home over at first. So Aguayo takes a first pitch for a ball, and now a check on home. That one's a called strike, and the count's even 1-1 to Aguayo. That one's a called strike 2 on a fastball over the inside edge. Aguayo disagrees. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Aguayo, who hits that one towards short. Could be 2. Flip to second. The relay to first is in time. And the Kings turn the twin killing on Francisco Aguayo as it goes 6-4-3, and the inning is over. So 1 in the books here from Alameda. Kings gold over the Anchors 2-0.
In the bottom of the first, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left on.
So we're on to the second. Nevin Lee takes the mound with his team down 2-0. A sac fly and a ribby double in the top half of the first have the Kings out to an early lead. Lee's first pitch is driven out towards right. Bell chasing back to the wall. And that's 1 hop off the wall. It kicks away from Bell. Rounding second is Trent Kays, and he's in with the leadoff triple. So Trent Kays, the designated hitter, hammered that one out towards the right center field alley. Brendan Bell tracked it all the way back but could not make the play. It's 1 hop up against the fence, kicked away, and a leadoff triple.
Number 13, Elijah Scott.
And that brings up Elijah Scott with that runner at third base and still nobody out. Brings up Elijah Scott. So a leadoff triple, not how we wanted to start the inning. The infield stays back, and a called strike 1. With no one out and still just the second inning, the Anchors willing to concede that run. That's hit on the ground to third. Aguayo checks the plate and goes to first. You wonder if he had a play there at the plate with Sakai. Instead, he secured the out. So it's an RBI for Elijah Scott. The putout goes 5-3, and it is 3-0 West Coast Kings.
Center fielder, Chase Taylor.
So back to the top, and Chase Taylor, one of the few to not get in on the hitting party in the first, as he flew out to Landry his only time up, and here he takes a curveball for a called strike. And it's 0-1. The lefty Lee delivers a called strike 2, and he's quickly ahead. The lefty. So no balls and 2 strikes. Lee's 0-2 delivery is popped up, foul, third base side over the Anchor dugout. Kings gold with 2 in the first and 1 here in the second. Lee stares in to get the sign from Sakai. The lefty working out of the windup delivers, and a breaking pitch misses. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. They went with the ball in the dirt, and Chase Taylor laid off. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Second inning. The fastball runs off the corner, and the count's now even 2-2. 2 strikes. 2-2 delivery is popped foul third base side again, and the battle continues between Lee and Taylor.
Yeah. I think we should. We could see fireworks flying in the air in the freeway.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man in center field, and he fouls this one off as well. And Lee just can't put Taylor away.
It was kind of busy. It was not all busy because Mia kept sleeping here and there early on, so we'd start late. We got all the.
Lee's 2-2. Got him on this one. A curveball in the dirt. Sakai applies the tag, and there's 2 away. So Nevin Lee finally wins the battle on Chase Taylor, who goes down via the swinging strikeout. And that brings up Shane Aldridge. Shane Aldridge lined a single into center field his first time up. Wound up scoring the game's first run.
I'm just doing some announcing and picking a few songs. We went to see a couple of my friends in Providence and next time talking about sort of running to mid-run.
Lee starts him off with a curve, and it's a called strike 1.
You get to see a little bit of
Lee's 0-1. Another breaking ball. That's popped up. Could be playable right side, but it falls without any trouble. Lee's hat came flying off in the process, but not playable. So Lee's ahead, 0-2.
We went to Old Sturbridge Road and so life was like,
Evan Lee, the lefty from City College of San Francisco, looks to settle it down after giving up 2 in the first and 1 here in the second. Lee sets at the belt, stares in to get his sign, and delivers an 0-2. Grounded towards second. Easy play for Kai Home, and he boots it off the heel of the glove, and that's going to go as an E4. And the inning continues for the West Coast Kings Gold, and that's not what you want, to add more pitches to the line of Nevin Lee. So the error goes on Kai Home at second, who almost had too much time. So the error goes on. So the inning continues for the Kings. Aldridge is at first. He's on base for the second time today. So now it's Elijah Ramos, the shortstop, walked and scored in the first.
I'm a third of the way there if you want me to.
Slightly open stance from the right side. He takes a ball, and the count's even 1-1. He'll be the heart of the anchor order coming up in the bottom half. Michael Weber, Brendan Bell, and Telly Hill, with their team now behind 3-0. Lee from the sidestep is popped up first base side, but it's gonna fade back into the seats. Lots of foul ground here at Pat Bale Field on the College of Alameda, where the Anchors play all their home games, and you can join me for all of those here on Alameda Anchors YouTube, including 3 games a day next week for the inaugural Alameda Baseball Tournament on the 4th of July weekend. Lee's 1-2. That one's home, gets another chance. High hop, he goes a short way to second. Zuleika covering, and the inning is over. So 1 run on 1 hit and 1 man left. 1.5 in the books. Kings Gold lead 3-0. Bottom half of the second inning, Michael Weber leads off, and he waves and misses at that one. He's behind 0-1.
The last day.
Weber, Brendan Bell, and Telly Hill will be the 3 to bat here in the last of the second. And Weber drives that one out towards left center. Cruising over is Taylor, and in medium deep left center, he makes the catch. There's one away. Brendan Bell, the right fielder, will be the next to bat. In just his third BACL game, he was away from the team for a while, but he's back now. So Bell getting the right field duties tonight, and he's batting 5th, looking to jumpstart an anchor offense that hasn't gotten much to Eddie Taylor, other than a Kai Home single back in the first, who was erased on a double play. Bell, a check swing, no swing, and he's ahead 2-0. Hitters count for the power hitting right fielder. Here comes the 2-0. Bell drives that one down the left field line. It's going to dunk in fair and roll into the corner. Bell's going to round first, head towards second, and he's going to hold there with a double. So a line drive double up the bat of Brendan Bell.
First baseman, number 6, Telly Hill.
And that brings Telly Hill to the plate. Bell got ahead in the count and made the most of it, pulling a double. So Telly Hill takes a called strike 1. So it's no balls and 1 strike to Telly Hill, with a chance to get the anchors on the board with that first run standing out at second base. The pick back to second base, Bell in with the head first dive. Bell takes off towards third, and he has it stolen on what was ball 1 to Telly Hill, and the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a stolen base for Brendan Bell, his first on the BACL campaign. Hill pops that one out towards left center. Should be deep enough. Bell waiting on the bag to tag. The catch is made by Taylor. The throw to the plate is late. And a sac fly for Telly Hill. And the anchors are on the board. It's 3-1. So Telly Hill does the job after falling behind 0-2, and aided greatly by the Brendan Bell steal.
Catcher, Aiden Sakai.
And that brings Aiden Sakai to the dish, batting .467 on the year, with now nobody on. And he takes ball 1. Jordan Bolden, who homered on Wednesday, waits on deck, and Sakai, great piece of hitting, grounds that one straight back through the middle.
Pretty much any day, so I will for sure.
So Sakai singles, and that brings up Jordan Bolden. Bolden, the center fielder.
Jordan Bolden.
Bolden takes a called strike one over the inner half.
Yeah, turn this up. Okay.
So Bell doubled, stole third, knocked in on the Telly Hill sac fly. And now Sakai singles and Bolden takes ball one. The count is even on the Anchor's center fielder. Also a pitcher for no-hit frames in game one of the doubleheader on Wednesday. Also singled, homered, and stole a base. And he takes a breaking ball that misses 2-1 from Eddie Taylor.
You can watch it on YouTube live. Yep. It's Anchors versus West Coast Kings. Today's date. You just look at Alameda Anchors and hit live, I guess.
Here it comes. That one's bounced towards the middle. High hop and a nice play by Ramos, who takes it to the bag himself. And the inning is over, but the Anchors get one back. And so after 2 full in the books here from the East Bay, Kings Gold over the Anchors 3-1. Xavier Rios stands in to lead off the third inning. And serves it out towards center, but Bolden there to make the catch, and just what Nevin Lee needed, 1 pitch and 1 out. And that brings up Miles Walton, who's hit a sacrifice fly his first time up, knocking in the first run for the Kings.
At the plate for the Kings, left fielder Miles Walton.
You don't like that?
Walton open stance from the right side, takes ball 1.
Yeah. Well, the pattern right here. I always used to have my left ear because I was grabbing it with my right ear.
It makes sense. You're just keeping it from wearing out.
And all it is.
So we out there for the third inning. You'd expect to see him really as long as he can go tonight.
It's an easy one.
And
He has 2 pitches.
that one misses as well. Here comes that one upstairs. And I would think that counts 3 balls and no strikes. Ramos was hit by a pitch back in the first. Here, he takes a get me over 3-1 fastball, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Just getting started, top half of the third inning. Lee gets a swing and a miss from Walton. And the count runs full 3-2. A nasty breaking ball had Walton fooled. So Lee has battled back from 3-0, and now his full count delivery to Walton is bounced towards short. High hop for Zuleika, who fires across the diamond in time. And there's 2 away.
Third baseman, T.J. Costello.
That brings up T.J. Costello, who roped a RBI double his first time up, was left stranded at second base.
So Sam's pretty serious.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
So here it is. First pitch breaking ball is a called strike 1. So here it is. First pitch. As a lazy fly, that one's lined towards center. Base hit, so a 2-out single for T.J. Costello.
First baseman, Trevor Holman.
That's the 4th hit of the night for West Coast Kings Gold off of Nevin Lee. And the 2nd of the night for T.J. Costello, who's halfway to a cycle here in the 3rd inning. Lee fires a first pitch fastball below the zone, and it's 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Trevor Harmon. Sakai picks back to first. He didn't get him. T.J. Costello scampered back to the bag. Sakai, though, with a nice pick back behind the runner. Lee, the lefty, staring at Costello at first, a very short lead. Lee gets the breaking ball over, it's 2-1. He's had good command with his off speed tonight. The fastball's just been hit hard. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Lee's delivery, a fastball over the inside edge, and the count's even 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads away from first. 3-1 Kings, top half of the 3rd inning. Lee's 2-2 delivery is grounded towards third. Knocked down, the throw across the diamond in time from Francisco Aguayo. Not a very hard hit baseball. Aguayo knocked it down and threw across the diamond in time. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left for the Kings Gold. Here come the Anchors trailing 3-1. Bottom half of the 3rd inning. 9-1-2. Louis Zuleika leads it off, and he takes low. Zuleika had himself one heck of a performance on Wednesday in a 2-1 ball game in the 6th. He came in with the bases loaded and nobody out, and proceeded to strike out the side in what would turn into a winning effort. And here he takes inside, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. Top of the lineup looms on deck in Isaiah Landry. Let's see if Zuleika can do his job and flip the lineup over. The 2-0 is lined towards left center field. In the alley, a nice diving play by Chase Taylor. And he robs Louis Zuleika of extra bases. That ball was hit on the screws by Zuleika. It just hung up a tiny bit too long. And a diving play by center fielder Chase Taylor.
Left fielder, Isaiah Landry.
Taylor, a lefty, so was hit to his glove side, and he ranged all the way into the left center alley to make the catch. But no matter how hard you hit the baseball, it just goes as an out on the scorecard. And here comes Isaiah Landry, who struck out swinging on a 3-2 pitch his first time up. And he's quickly behind 0-1. That one's lined hard towards short. A diving play by Ramos, but it's through into left center. And the speedy Isaiah Landry, threat to steal, is now on first base. So Kai Holm will be the next man to bat, singled right back into center field his first time up.
Second baseman, Kai Holm.
Holm will be followed by Francisco Aguayo. Harmon holding Landry on first, so a big hole on the right side for the right-handed hitting Holm, and he's behind Taylor 0-1. Two Taylors on this team. Chase Taylor, the center fielder, and Eddie Taylor toes the slab today for Kings Gold to check on Landry, who's back to first safely. Marciano Reichel coaching first for the Anchors today. Derek Livingston down at third. Taylor from the slide step, a close pitch misses, and it's 1-1 strike. So 1-1. Landry leads away from first. Not going, and it misses 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kai Holm. Holm came into the game hitting .222. He's already singled. He grounds that one through the left side base hit. Back-to-back 1-out singles for the Anchors, and they had themselves a rally in the bottom half of the third. And the only out of the inning was a missile hit off the bat of Luis Zuleika. We'll see if they put the runners in motion. Brendan Bell's already swiped third. And steps in Francisco Aguayo. Aguayo, as I've said, came into the game hitting .500. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up. Here, he's fooled on a breaking ball, and he's behind 0-1. Double play is... So no balls and 1 strike to Aguayo, who can really play anywhere around the infield as the third base duties today. He can also pitch if needed with only Damian Lapuz in the pen. Aguayo takes another breaking ball, same spot, but this one's called ball 1, and the count's all even. Back-to-back breaking balls to start the at-bat from Eddie Taylor. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Landry away from second, Holm away from first. Taylor's delivery to Aguayo is fouled at the plate, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Holm half of the third. Kings lead 3-1. 2 in the first and 1 in the second off the starter Nevin Lee. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Aguayo, who's fallen behind Taylor, who whirls and throws to second. Nothing doing as a short lead from Landry, and he's back easily.
It's almost a little kind of going back to travel ball outside.
Michael Weber,
Especially lost.
the power hitting first baseman, waits on deck.
All it is.
Taylor checks Landry at second. There go the runners. Aguayo swings and misses. The throw's going to go to second, and they got him. So it turns into a strike him out, throw him out double play. Kai home at a late break. Landry had third base stolen. Home tried to follow along, and a nice play by Rios to fire to second in time to get him. So a strike him out, throw him out double play to end the inning. So the Anchors rally but do not score. No runs on 2 hits. They leave a man. After 3, it's 2-0. Yeah, thank you, Park. It's 3-1. Top half of the 4th inning, West Coast Kings Gold lead the Anchors 3-1. And they'll send Trent Keys, Elijah Scott, and back to the top of the order and Chase Taylor to the plate in the 4th against Nevin Lee. Keys tripled and scored in the 2nd inning. Here, he hits a ground ball towards second, home on the backhand, sets his feet and fires to first in time to get him one away. And that brings up Elijah Scott. Scott batting in the 9-hole tonight.
Second baseman, Elijah Scott.
He grounded out to third and picked up an RBI his first time up. Lee shakes off the first 2 signs from Sakai, and now he's ready. At the belt delivers. The first pitch strike, a breaking ball again. Lee's command with that breaking ball has been good all night. The top of the lineup looms on deck. Lee's 1-0, another breaking ball, and Scott fooled. He just gets a piece, fouling it back, and Lee's ahead 0-2.
Kieran, what's up with the costume?
So it's no balls and 2 strikes to Scott, and ring him up, strike 3 called. Fastball on the block of the inside corner. The 2nd strikeout on the day for Nevin Lee, who was averaging over a strikeout an inning coming into today. Been pitching to contact through 3 2/3. So 2 away, back to the top of the lineup in Chase Taylor, who's 0 for 2. He squares to bunt, pulls back. He flew out to Landry to lead off the ball game and was the only other strikeout victim of Lee. So he's 0 for 2. Did make one heck of a play in center field to rob Zuleika of what could have been extra bases in the last of the 3rd. Here comes the 1-1. Is grounded towards second. Home ranges to the glove side. Has time and throws to first. The inning is over. So 1, 2, 3 go the Kings in the 4th. 3.5 in the books. Kings still leading 3-1 here on Alameda Anchors YouTube. Michael Weber leads off the 4th inning for the Yankees. He flew out to center his first time up and takes a big hack at that one and comes up empty. He's behind 0-1. He'll be followed by Brendan Bell and Tully Hill. Righty on. Weber takes a called ball 1, a fastball missed below the zone, and the count's even. He takes, again, it's 2 balls and no strikes. He drew a crucial walk and scored the tying run in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Wednesday. And here it's a mile-high pop-up. First base side. Harmon, that big first baseman, his glove makes the play, and there's one away. The Yankees yet to get that leadoff man aboard through 4 innings.
Right fielder, Brendan Bell.
Bell doubled and scored. Also stole a base. And he cuts and misses here on a first pitch off speed. And he takes a fastball, it's 1-1. Anchors down 3-1. Lots of baseball yet to be played. And Bell fouls it back, but first place is on the line between these 2 ball clubs in the BACL. So it's 1-2, Bell behind Taylor, and he spoils that one foul, and he sticks around. It's still 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 away here in the home half of the 4th. Another 1-2, breaking ball, ring him up. Good pitch from Eddie Taylor. And there's 2 down.
Stepping to the plate for the Anchors, first baseman, Tully Hill.
3rd strikeout on the day for Taylor. And Hill fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. Hill had a slow start to the BACL season. He's picked it up as of late, including a sac fly. Here's the 0-1. He's late on a fastball, tips it into the glove. It's 2-2. Hill from Pacific University.
I can go up there and take some good pitches. Had a record fly.
So, no balls and 2 strikes, and Hill's rung up, and the inning is over. Back-to-back looking Ks from Bell and Hill to end the inning. We head to the 5th, 3-1 Kings. So here come the Kings in the 5th inning. They'll send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate, and Aldridge, Ramos, and Rios on top of the anchors 3-1 as we're moving right along here from Alameda. Lefty on lefty, no movement in either pen. Leaves, winds, and fires a breaking ball that just misses. It's 1-0. A lot of first pitch breaking balls up until this point from Nevin Lee. His 1-0 offer. Another breaking ball and another close pitch. This one called the ball as well. It's 2-0.
I think he's changing it to like guys will play the full 9 now, and then switch off. But it's not gonna be worth it to me.
Here comes a 2-0.
Long drive from here just to sit.
That one misses as well. 3 very close pitches. All of them called balls. It's 3-0. Lee's been all around the zone here to Shane Aldridge without finding it. At 2-2. There's a called strike. It's 3-1. Aldridge has reached base twice. He singled in the first and then reached on a Kai home error in the second. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and that one misses badly. And a leadoff walk. Shane Aldridge has been on base 3 times.
I don't know. I've been there once, I think, to West Coast.
Elijah Ramos, the shortstop, stands in.
Shortstop, Elijah Ramos.
Ramos walked and scored in the first. He was retired by Lee in the second. First pitch misses 1-0. Hill holding the runner on first. The 1-0 offer from Lee is popped foul. Damian Lapuz will be the first man out of the pen for Derek Livingston, you would guess, as they're a little thin on players here on this Thursday evening. Lee checks first and delivers a breaking ball that misses high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner leads away from first. Lee delivers. It's popped foul again, and the count's now even 2-2.
Yeah. I just transferred there from West Valley.
A leadoff walk has Shane Aldridge at first.
No, I wasn't.
Another 2-2 delivery from Lee is upstairs. Sakai looked to pick to first, couldn't corral the baseball, and the count runs full 3-2. So we'll see if they send the runner Aldridge now on a 3-2 count. Here comes the 3-2 delivery. Runner doesn't go, and it's a called strike 3. So a backwards K for Elijah Ramos. And that brings up Xavier Rios. The catcher was hit by a pitch in the first. He also flew out to center. The cleanup man with the bright pink bat. The righty takes high. Lee looking to turn a pair with his middle infield. Infield plays double play depth. Hill holds the runner at first. A huge lead, doesn't go, and Lee fools him with the breaking ball that counts even 1-1.
Exactly. This is my first time playing like 8 months too.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, and before Lee's delivery, time called at the plate. Wait time granted by home plate umpire Scott Anderson. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner leads away from first, top half of the 5th. The lefty checks the runner and fires. Fooled him again. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 from Lee, who fires, and that one's hit hard but way foul down the third base line. And the count holds 1-2
Justin Turner. He's the opposite team.
to Xavier Rios. Here comes the 1-2. A curveball's pulled into left field for a base knock. And Aldridge moves up 90 feet, so there's runners on first and second with one man out. And that brings up Miles Walton.
The left fielder, Miles Walton.
A walk, strikeout, single. There's runners on first and second with one man out. Walton, a sac fly, and a ground out to the shortstop. There goes the runners. Walton swings and pops it up. Bolden on his horse in the right center field alley makes the running catch, and he's going to turn and fire in. So maybe it was a hit and run, but the runners were going. Walton swung and flew out to the center fielder Bolden. The runners got back to their bases but could not tag. So it goes as an F8, and there's 2 men out. So 2 on, 2 out for TJ Costello. RBI double in the first. He also singled in the third. So he's had Nevin Lee's number up until this point. The first pitch offers grounded towards second, home. Scoops it up, throws to first, and Costello's retired on one pitch, and the inning is over. So halfway through a regulation baseball game here in Alameda, the Kings still leading the Anchors 3-1. Bottom half of the 5th inning here in Alameda. Landon Marchetti, the new pitcher, as he relieves Eddie Taylor. We're not sure exactly when that occurred. And I'll be joined here for the bottom half of the 5th inning by utility man Carson Vance for the Anchors, not in the lineup today. But Carson, how's the team feeling? You're battling for first place.
Yeah, the team's feeling great right now. This is a big game for us right here, and you know, it's 3-1 right now, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. But you know, there's still a lot of game left, so there's a good chance we're gonna get first today. So.
Yeah, and how has your season gone? The average not maybe where you want it to be, but the on-base percentage sitting at 500, so something's going right up there in the box.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good two-strike approach. right now going on for me, and you know I've been drawing a lot of walks, but yeah, like you said, the hits aren't where they want to be. So yeah.
As that one's taken, which evens the count 2-2 to Aiden Sakai. But we were talking a little bit earlier, and you were saying how summer ball is so much different than college and high school. You've never played with these guys before, obviously, but what are those differences like?
Yeah, it just takes a little bit to get some team chemistry going, so the season definitely picks up a lot slower, but it's a lot more, you know, loose than actual, like, school baseball, in my opinion. So, you know, I'm enjoying it, though. It's a lot of fun.
As Aiden Sakai takes ball 4 there, and the leadoff man is aboard for the first time in 5 innings, as that brings Bolden to the plate. The first pitch is a called strike 1, a fastball over the corner.
That's a tough call right there.
Sakai leads away from first, and the 0-1 is as that one misses low, and it's 1-1.
Medical retro. Oh.
As that one's popped up, first base side, lots of foul ground ranging over, but it's gonna get out of play. It's 1-2 to Bolden. What have you seen off these pitchers so far? I know you're up in the booth, not the best view, but you've had a lot of good at-bats, especially off the starter Taylor.
Yeah, you know, I've seen a pretty straight fastball. You just have to stay on it, and then he comes with you if you're down on the count with the curveball, and he commands it pretty well, so you just got to stay on it.
Bolden behind 1-2 with the runner away from first, and Bolden strikes out swinging on a high fastball. There's one away. That brings up Louis Zuleika, who hit that hard line drive to the gap back in the 3rd inning, but was robbed by Chase Taylor with a diving play, and he cuts and misses here. It's 0-1.
That was Highway 17 on that one.
Highway robbery.
Highway robbery.
The top of the lineup in Isaiah Landry waits on deck. As that one misses inside, goes to the screen. Sakai steals second base. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one misses 2-1. And so it's a new team. It's the first year of the Anchors. You've played a lot of games against higher competition teams like the Stompers and the Potters. What is it like playing a higher competition? What's the difference here? Zuleika lines that one out towards left. Easy play for Walton. There's 2 away.
Yeah, you know, there is a big difference. I think it's just the pitching velocity. Over time, the more you see it, the more you become accustomed to it. So I think, you know, as a member of the BACL, you know, if we start seeing more CCL teams, we'll start to get better and start to piece them up a little bit more.
Yeah, it's obviously helping, as although you've struggled against CCL opponents, you've been winning a lot of games in the BACL. So it's 2 on 2 out for Isaiah Landry, the top of the order. Beg your pardon, just a runner at second. Sakai walked to lead off the inning, stole second. Bolden struck out, and Zuleika lined to left. And Landry takes a called strike 2 over the outside edge.
Walk.
So Sakai out second, and Landry strikes out on 3 pitches. That's his second strikeout of the night. So thank you, Carson, for joining me, and we head to the 6th. It's still 3-1 Kings.
Oh man, we gotta start.
Top half of the 6th inning here from Bethel Field at the College of Alameda. I'm Kieran Costa. And the Anchors trailing 3-1. Nevin Lee back out there, and he'll face the bottom half of the Kings order. Trevor Harmon, Trent Keys, and Elijah Scott. His first pitch fastball runs in off the corner. It's 1-0. Anchor's offense has been quiet the last few frames as a hard hit line drive is snagged at third by Cisco. And so now Trent Keys, the DH, stands in. He's tripled and bounced to second in his 2 trips.
Designated hitter, Trent Keys.
What is it?
And I don't think it's going to be Trent Keys. It's going to be Trayvon Jones.
Number 30, Trayvon Jones.
So Jones comes in to pinch hit for Keys. Keys the DH, so we'll see if Jones comes into the field. Lee winds and fires to Trayvon, and the first pitch misses low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. That one's bounced towards second. Home, tested again, and he delivers. 1 away. Or beg your pardon, 2 down.
1 for 3 the first time we played each other. Is this going to be Scott coming up, number 13?
And we'll see who emerges from the West Coast Kings dugout. We'll see if they go to the bench yet again, as there's still no hitter. Top half of the 6th, Kenny Acosta and Danny Bautista deciding who they want to send up to the plate. And it will be a pinch hitter for West Coast Kings Gold. It's going to be Ryan Wheeler, the left-hander.
Position please. Batting for the second baseman, Scott.
The first pitch to Wheeler, the pinch hitter takes ball 1. We've been behind the first 3 hitters. It hasn't phased him through the first 2. Although Harmon hit the ball hard, it turned into a line out, and then Jones bounced to second off the bench, and this one misses low as well. 2 straight fastballs out of the zone. It's 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Lee's really settled in after giving up 2 in the first and 1 in the second, nothing since, giving his offense time to get back in it, although they've yet to do so, as that curveball misses outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. His 3-0 is called ball 4. So Wheeler draws a walk off the bench, and that flips the lineup over. Wheeler pinch hit for Elijah Scott. Elijah Scott's night ends 0 for 2. He did pick up an RBI on a ground out to third. That's a weak ground ball. Lee slides off the mound, fires to first, and it's down the right field line. A tough play for Nevin Lee. Here comes the run to score. Bell's throw to the plate is not in time! My goodness! What a throw by Brendan Bell. Looked right on the money. Sakai's tag, though, not applied in time, so a very costly error by Nevin Lee, and it's a 4-1 ball game. My goodness, what a throw by Brendan Bell. It's a 3-base error charged to Nevin Lee. Pitchers always have a tough time making that throw to first. Lee popped off the mound well, sort of slipped, picked up the baseball, and then fired it well over Telly Hill's head. So it's an E1, and it's now 4-1. So that's an unlucky 3-base error on charge to Nevin Lee. And it looks like they had him at the plate. A very nice throw by Brendan Bell, but just under the tag of Aiden Sakai. He goes around there. It's strike 2, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Nice block by Sakai with that run now just 90 feet away.
He got into second base, basically. So he's able to see if he hit it hard for the third, maybe he goes too far off towards shortstop.
Thank you for joining me here in the That's chopped towards first. Hill is going to lose the race to first base. Nevin Lee never got there. So that's a base hit, an infield single, a high chop. Just a true Baltimore chop off the bat of Shane Aldridge. He wins the race to first base, beats Telly Hill, and all of a sudden it's a 5-1 ball game when it looked like Nevin Lee could have been out of this inning. That's an unlucky hit to be given, and Ramos takes a fastball above the zone. It's 1 ball and no strikes. So after quickly retiring the first 2 batters, walk, E1 single, and it's 5-1 Kings Gold here in the 5th, and Aiden Sakai is going to go talk to his pitcher. So Sakai back behind the plate, Ramos ready, and Lee delivers. It's fouled first base side, and the count's even, 1 ball and 1 strike. 5-1 Kings Gold as they tack on a pair here in the top of the 6th. This Anchors team, though, trailed for 6 of the 7 innings in Game 2 of the doubleheader and ended up winning it in walk-off fashion thanks to JP Boyle. That one's popped up right side. Kai Hill makes the running catch heading towards the first base line. So the inning is over, but 2 runs on 1 hit and 1 man left. 5.5 in the books. Kings Gold now leading the Anchors 5-1. Kai Home steps in for his 3rd plate appearance of the day. He's singled twice, but was caught stealing the 2nd time he reached. That was to end the 3rd. Home, Aguayo, and Weber, the 3 to bat. As Home fouls that one straight back to the screen, and the count's 1-1. As there's action in the pen for the Anchors. The right-hander Damian Lapou's up and loosening. The 1-1 offer is just off the corner. It's 2 balls and a strike. The Yankees really need a rally here. They got a runner on last inning via Sakai walk, but he was stranded at second. And that one misses as well, and home way ahead. It's 3 balls and a strike. Aguayo, an on-base machine, waits on deck. 0 for 2 today. Here comes the 3-1 delivery, and home fouls it at the plate. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count to home as the home plate umpire walks the baseball out to Tony Marchetti. Home reached base twice already today, looks to make it an even 3 in this full count. Home, a right-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Waits on a 3-2 from Marchetti. Here it is, and home stays alive. The left-hander Marchetti stares in for his sign. Now he's ready. Another 3-2 delivery, and home takes ball 4. Breaking ball missed, and Kai Home, the leadoff man, aboard. Let's see if the Yankees can spark some sort of rally. Aguayo, the third baseman tonight. Home, the leadoff man, drew a walk. Aguayo's bounced into a 6-4-3 double play and was a strikeout and a strike him out, throw him out to end the third. So he's 0 for 2. You wouldn't expect that to continue as he's came in hitting .500 in his 4 games. A threat to run if he can get on. He takes a fastball that misses. The count's even 1-1. Good take, laying off a close pitch. Home, short lead away from first, held on there. Aguayo takes a walk after fouling that one off. He's behind 1-2. Weber waits on deck. Another hole on the right side. The 1-2 to Aguayo. He pops it up. Foul, first base side, back into the seats. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Home away from first with nobody out. Aguayo hits a number, first base side. It's going to stay fair. And home moves up to second on what turns into a swinging bunt for Francisco Aguayo. So home's in scoring position with 1 man out. The putout goes 3 unassisted. As Aguayo just poked it off the end of the bat. Michael Weber, usually a first baseman, is tasked with the DH role tonight. And we'll see if he can knock in Kai Home from second. He takes a fastball that misses inside. 5-1 Kings, home half of the 6th here at the College of Alameda. Weber takes a breaking ball. That's a called strike. A changeup. It's 1-1. That one just clipped the inside corner, very close to the pitch that he took. Weber waves and misses at that one. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, thank you for joining us here at the Pat Bale Field broadcast booth. I'm Kieran Costa. your play-by-play broadcaster for all Anchor home games this 2023 BACL summer, and Weber lines it foul back to the screen. The count holds 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Weber fouls that one off, and the count holds 1-2. Looking to cut into this 4-run deficit, he takes up and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still lots of baseball still to be played. The Anchor is not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. It's a real stay within a slam, though. They don't want to let it get further than this. Weber hits that one hard through the left side, base hit. Home gets sent by Livingston, but he's going to hold up himself and scampers back to third base. Livingston, beg your pardon, was sending Kai home, but Home thought better of it and went back to third, down 4 runs, and with still just 1 out, you don't want to get thrown out at the plate. And Carson, you're up here. Were you happy with that send stop, or would you have gone back to third base like Kai did?
You know, from the angle, it looked like he would have been hosed out at home, but they kind of tipped it around. Oh.
As Bell sends one out towards center, the catch is made in center by Taylor. Home bluffs, and now you gotta wonder if they should have sent him. And Bell hit that ball on the screws, but it turns into an L8, and now there's a risk of getting no runs in as Telly Hill stands in with runners at first and third, and I cut you off there, but...
Yeah, I mean, those were 2 chances to send the runner, but I think that center fielder had a pretty good arm. But the first time I definitely would have sent him, because they kind of shuffled the ball around a bit, and I think he would have been safe.
But from the angle, it did look like if that throw was on target, he would have been out.
It did.
Hill takes a called strike 1.
I don't know, when you're down 5-1, you might have to take some risks, so we'll see. What's that?
Has a called strike 1 to Telly Hill. He grounds that one to second, and it's booted. Hill's flying up the line. He's out at first base. Telly Hill was hustling down the first base line, but the inning is over. So the Anchors threaten but do not score. And 6 in the books. It's 5-1 Kings. So Damian Lapuz is going to come out of the bullpen for Derek Livingston, and he's going to face Xavier Rios, Miles Walton, and then TJ Costello. So the book is closed on Nevin Lee, who turned in 6 innings. We'll give you a vast line after a first pitch that's bounced foul. Nice play by third base coach Denny Bautista. 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 6 hits, 3 Ks. He walked 2 and also hit a batter. 2 of those unearned runs, though, did come off Lee's 3 base errors. He made a tough throw back in the 6th. So Lapuz comes in. Talking to him before the game as well, he said he wants to work on his command, as on Wednesday he went a shutout frame, but he walked 3 and left the bases loaded. And good morning, good afternoon, good night, Xavier Rios, as he's gone on 3 pitches. It's the first K for Damian.
Left fielder.
His first pitch is strike 1, so filling up the zone after coming out of the pen. Damian Lapuz, who is coming off Tommy John surgery and pitching for Kenyatta College. He's going to be a junior this coming year. Went to Lowell High School, so a pair of Lowell High School kids have covered the first 6 and a third innings for Derek Livingston tonight, but his team trailing 5-1. That one's bounced towards the hole. Nice play by Francisco Aguayo. Sets his heat, fires to first high. I don't know if he would have. Nice play by Aguayo, ranging to the glove side in the hole, fired to first. And the ruling will be an E5 on Cisco.
That's what I don't think so.
Yeah, okay, so
We go to our resident scorer, Carson Vance. You're an infielder. It was a close play at first base. Aguayo's throwing over the head of Hill. Do we give him a single or an E5?
You know, I'd love to give the hitter the benefit of the doubt, but you know, I think I saw a double clutch in there and kind of threw it over his head. So
what do you think he would say?
obviously, if I was playing, I would say that is a hit and not an error. But you know, roles are reversed right here.
I'll remember that when I'm doing the scoring and you're playing third base later this week. But that goes as an E5 on Francisco Aguayo, and with 1 out, man reaches. I bet Damian Lapuz, though, will agree with you.
Pretty tough on it. Tough situation.
He threw it over his head. So. if he beat it out, it was like a
It caught on and
I
missed.
couldn't see
What's
it.
the-
And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, Miles Walton is that runner on first base. TJ Costello stands in. He's doubled, singled, and bounced out to the second baseman. Walton on base for the first time today. He was 0 for 2 coming in. Had a sac fly in the first. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a pick back to first.
Was he moving down the line? I couldn't see it.
Would have been a close play at first, as we still discuss the ruling of that last play, but didn't give us an E5, and Lapuz's curveball didn't break, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Walton, big lead from first. Bluffs doesn't go. A very close pitch from LaPuz is called a ball, and it's 3 balls and a strike. For a full count, rules home plate umpire Scott Anderson, beg your pardon. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Top half of the 7th inning. LaPuz misses with another breaking ball, and Costello flips his bat on a walk.
Oh no.
So a walk and an error in the inning, and LaPuz in a bit of trouble. Runners lead from first and second. And Tyler Gebb comes off the bench to pinch hit.
Wait.
Beg your pardon, it's Trevor Harmon who hits for himself here and takes that one that misses.
The batter is first baseman Trevor Harmon.
Usually I like to go in there and ask them what number I'm thinking of, 1 through 20, and then I'll tell them I wasn't even thinking of a number at all. I like to loosen up the pitcher a little bit.
So that's Carson Vance's strategy. We'll see what Derek Livingston tells him here. It's a 6-1 ball game. The bases are still loaded. 3 consecutive walks, a strikeout to start the inning, an E5, and then 3 walks. And not out of trouble yet is Damian Lapuz. Ryan Wheeler steps in for his second at-bat. He came off the bench and walked. That was off the starter Nevin Lee back in the 6th. So strikeout E5, walk, walk, walk. It's 6-1, and the bases are loaded with 1 man out. The 1-0 delivery from Lapuz doesn't get the call there below the zone. It's 2-0. So 2-0, the bases remain loaded. And this one is popped up right field. Bell's gonna get under it in medium deep right field. He makes the catch, but throw to the plate is up the line. And coming in to score is Costello, and it's 7-1. Taking third on the play was Trevor Harmon. So Wheeler picks up a sac fly, his second sac fly of the evening for the Kings, and all of a sudden it's 7-1.
Center fielder Chase Taylor.
Runners on the corners, 2 men out, back to the top in Chase Taylor, who is 0 for 4. He's flown out, struck out, bounced out, and reached on an error. That one's dunked into center field. Bolden's not going to get it. And another run's going to score. Not the hardest hit baseball from Chase Taylor, but it does the job. He dunks one into center. It's 8-1. Three runs have come in to score in the inning.
Right fielder.
A bases loaded walk, a sac fly, and a bloop single. And Shane Aldridge, who has been on base all 4 times, comes to the plate. He's singled twice, walked, and reached on an error. And he's scored once. He bounces that one to first. High hop for Hill, who's going to flip to Lapuz covering, and the inning is finally over. But 3 runs on just 1 hit and 2 men left. It's time to stretch here at the College of Alameda. The Kings all over the Anchors. They lead 8-1. Tyler Gebb is into the game to pitch, and his first one misses to Aiden Sakai, and now the Anchors really need a rally, and Sakai skies this one a mile high on the infield, and the catch is made by Ramos, one down.
Connor Henry.
Connor Hennings emerges from the bench to pinch hit for Jordan Bolden.
Number 26, Connor Hennings.
So Hennings for Bolden. Bolden ends the day 0 for 2. He bounced into a force out and struck out. And there's called strike 1.
I'm not sure.
Hennings, you would assume, would stay in the game and play center field, as he played in one of the 2 games last week. Bounced up the middle. Ramos makes a nice play, but his throw to first is not in time. Connor Hennings legs out an infield single coming off the bench. And the Anchors are in business, trailing by 7 here in the last of the 7th.
Shortstop.
And Louis Zuleika hit the ball hard 2 times already today. He lined out to the left fielder and then was robbed by Taylor. So 2 hard hit baseballs from Zuleika, but nothing to show for it, and he's behind here.
I lift the plate
I
on.
looked a little inside him.
I was like,
So Henning singles off the bench. Zuleika, the 9 hitters behind, nothing in 1. He pops that one up. Off the foul ground, and the play is not made as it bounces into the dugout. And Zuleika quickly behind, nothing in 2.
Well, I had one sandwich up there that fell twice and it got my clothes dirty. The second sandwich also ate the same thing. Fell off here already.
So no balls and 2 strikes to the 9 hitter Luis Zuleika. Hennings away from first, doesn't go, and that one's pulled foul. Third base side, and there's more action in the pen.
I get so much.
So no balls and 2 strikes to the Anchor shortstop. Hennings with the stirrup socks came up the bench and singled. He now leads away from first, and a check on him. Francisco Aguayo up and loosening in the pen. He started the game at third base, but looks to relieve Lapuz as Zuleika lines it foul down the line, and he continues to battle here in an 0-2 count.
So that's why I say I don't turn the game on me, because
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Zuleika takes inside. It's 1-2. Isaiah Landry, the leadoff man, waits on deck.
Gets dirty. And then let's drop the sandwich on the floor. This sandwich is a clean.
1-2 pitch, misses 2-2, and that's what you get from fouling off 2 pitches at 0-2. You work yourself back into a count. It's now all even.
I think what I'll do is let everybody food just again. Just won't get in there.
So 2-2 pitch, Zuleika, it's a pop-up out behind the plate, chasing it back. Down goes the umpire, and the ball drops. Umpire, Scott Anderson. Scott Anderson fell down the home plate umpire. Zuleika pops one up towards left, coming on to make the catch. There's Miles Walton, so Zuleika cannot use a second chance. So Zuleika flies out, and it's back to the top in Isaiah Landry, who singled and struck out twice. Henning still leads away from first. Landry, first pitch swing, pops it up. Right field. The second baseman Wheeler is going to track over to make the catch, and the inning is over. So a one-out single, but Henning's left on first. We head to the eighth,
And 1 runner left on
8-1. Damian LaPoo's out for his second inning of work. We'll see how long his rope is. With Francisco Aguayo playing third base right now, but he was up and loosening in the pen the last inning. We'll see if he gets a chance to pitch. But top half of the eighth inning, Kings Gold have controlled this one from the jump. They lead 8-1. And LaPoo's a very close pitch, but it's ball one. Elijah Ramos, Xavier Rios, and Miles Walton will be the three to hit. So that one misses upstairs, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Command continues to be an issue for Damian LaPoo's. 8 men came to the dish in the 7th, 3 of them scoring for the Kings, and that pushed the lead to where it stands right now, 8-1. Here comes a 3-0, misses badly, and it's a 4-pitch walk. The Anchors have had runners on base a couple times, just haven't been able to capitalize. Connor Henning's in the game. He's playing center field. And I think Brady Wetzel's out there playing shortstop, and moving from short to third is Zuleika. So Cisco now in the dugout, ready to come into this game as a pitcher if needed.
I think so.
So it's 1 ball and 1 strike, still trying to put together who's out in the field. I think Cisco's still playing third base. I know for certain Brady Wetzel's out there at shortstop now. It's still Kai Home, Telly Hill to round out the infield.
Listen to Knox down. Was that what's it called? 1-1.
Yeah.
The 1-1 offer to Walton, and he takes a curveball for a called strike 2.
Oh, that's Cisco for sure. Oh, these are nice.
Not even trick ones.
Oh, Isaiah's looking at me.
Here comes the 1-2 offer.
So heading stadium center.
Yeah.
Is popped foul back towards us, and it stays 1-2.
Oh wow. Isaiah don't even got
1
out.
ball and 2 strikes.
Two shortstop. Same guys.
What's that?
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Runner bluffs. That's skied out towards left. Hennings, newly into the game, is gonna come on, and it's gonna drop. Landry dives in. No one's gonna make a play. And again, I only played 7 years of Little League baseball. So Carson, I go to you. Brady didn't seem to go out to that ball at all. Was it a mile high into the air? Did he just? The lights are sort of half on here. Did he just not pick it up?
He may have lost it a little bit in the lights, but I do think that was Brady's ball. But you know, it's a little tough to see out here with no backdrop.
And
so.
your first play into the game, coming
Yeah.
cold off the bench.
Yeah.
So Landry came all the way on, could not make the play. It drops for a hit. It didn't touch anyone's glove, so it can't be an error. And that one, though,
Can't see no.
Landry makes the play. That ball was hit on the screws by Miles Walton. My goodness. Landry, though, perfectly positioned to make the play. So now there's 2 outs.
Third baseman, T.J. Costello.
So that was the first out of the inning as Landry made the play. A single that no one could come up with on a pop-up. Yields us first and second with 1 man out. Here comes LaPuz's delivery. That one's hit high in the air. Hill chasing it back into foul ground, still going, and he makes the running play. The runners can't advance. Nice play by Telly Hill, ranging back.
6, 7, 8. Just 7. Only no.
And Trevor Harmon steps in yet again.
Trevor Harmon.
He popped out to Kai Home, grounded out to Cisco, lined out to Cisco, and walked and scored. Lapuz checks second and delivers. That one misses below the zone. It's 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Lapuz trying to escape this 8th inning unscathed, and that's popped up. A lot of balls in the air. Home in the shadow. He makes the catch. That could not have been an easy play. Guy home without the sunglasses on. The shadow is really out on the right side of the field. The lights are on, but have yet to take any effect. So Lapuz leaves a pair in his 2nd inning of work. Anchors have a lot of work to do. After 7.5, they trail the West Coast Kings Gold 8-1. Stick around here for the conclusion of this one on the Alameda Anchors TV. So we head to the last of the 8th inning. Kai Home steps up for his 4th plate appearance. He's singled twice and drawn a walk.
He's really speeding through this.
We're moving right along here. 2 hours already gone by, and it's the last half of the 8th, and Home is quickly behind 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kai Home, who bounces this one towards short. The throw to first will be in time to get him by half a step, and there's one away. And that brings up Francisco Aguayo for the 4th time tonight.
Our third baseman, Francisco Aguayo.
So Aguayo stands in. He's bounced into a double play, struck out, and hit that little swinging bunt out towards first. And he's behind 0-1. And there's a called strike that counts even 1-1. That's Carson Vance, who's come out on deck after adding some nice expert player analysis to the first 7.5 innings of this ball game. He's gonna come taking at bat, but for now it's Francisco Aguayo in a 2-2 battle with the new pitcher for the West Coast Kings. A 2-2 to Cisco is inside. A breaking ball misses. It's 3-2.
The new second baseman is number 11, Ty Aldridge, in for Ryan Wheeler.
And Aguayo strikes out swinging on a fastball. And there's quickly 2 away. And here comes Carson Vance. As he steps in, as you know, it's his first at bat of the ball game, as he was up here talking baseball with us the first 7 innings of the game.
And for the designated hitter, Wheeler, number 15, Carson Vance.
Vance pinch hits for the designated hitter Weber, and first pitch swinging as he pulls it foul. Obviously coming off the bench cold. Weber's night ends 1 for 3. He flew out to the center fielder, popped out to the first baseman, and singled. Anchors down 8-1. Here comes a pitch to Vance, a tough call, and he's behind 0-2. We went 6, giving up 5 runs, 3 of them earned, and Lapuz gave up 3 earned in his 2 frames, and Carson Vance has been hit by the pitch. And we talked about that with him in the broadcast in the 4th inning. He's hitting .222, but he just continues to get on base any way he knows how. And how about a 0-2 hit by pitch? And that brings Aiden Takalas to the dish to pinch hit for Brendan Bell.
Right fielder, Bell. Number 44, Aiden Takalas.
Takalas hitting .500 on the season. He's knocked in 4 runs in the BACL. Vance away from first, and Tax fouls the first one into the glove. It's 0-1.
So I did identify. You got that change. Ty Aldridge.
Here it is, and that one misses off the corner. There goes Vance, and he's going to be into second base with a stolen base. No slide, and he overruns the bag, but no throw from the catcher, Rio. So it's a pass ball and a stolen base. So Vance, after his 1-inning stint as the color commentator, has had himself quite a night filling up the stat line, and we'll see if he can score a run. That's up to Aiden Takalas, who's in a 1-1 count here, now with the runner in scoring position and 2 men out in the 8th. more action in the pen, as it's Francisco Aguayo is getting loose again. He got up in the 7th, but you'd assume he's going to come in for this 9th inning as he's getting loose for a second time. Douglas takes a breaking ball that misses, and he's ahead 2-1. Lots of just 4 more outs for the Anchors to try and muster up a 7-run rally.
Got this. We got this.
And Douglas ahead 3 balls and a strike. And he takes ball 4. And Telly Hill's going to hit for himself. There's runners at first and second with 2 men out. We'll see what Telly Hill can do.
First baseman, Telly Hill.
He's 0 for 2 on the evening, but picked up the lone RBI with a 2nd inning sac fly after a Brendan Bell double and stolen base. But 2 in the first for the Kings, who then led 3-0, and even after the Hill sac fly, it was 3-1, but the Kings never looked back. So 0-1 to Hill. Runners lead from first and second. Hill lines that one towards second. Hit the ground, but Aldridge throws in time, and the inning is over. So the Anchors once again threaten, but do not score. On to the 9th. Kings Gold up 8-1. Francisco Aguayo comes on to pitch after playing the first 8 innings at third base, and he's got a whole new defensive alignment behind him. Telly Hill stays at first base. Isaiah Landry moves to second. Brady Wetzel in the game, he's playing shortstop, and Kai Ho moves from second to third. Carson Vance, who we talked to and then came in to pinch hit in the 8th, he's playing left. Henning still in center, and Aiden Teclis, who drew a walk off the bench, is now in right. Aiden Sakai, the lone catcher on the roster today, will finish out the last 3 outs behind the dish. Pitching, as I mentioned, Francisco Aguayo. Not listed as a pitcher on the roster, but a lot of guys, especially at this level, can do both. We'll see if this is his first appearance in the BACL.
That's a Bill Cashman favorite too.
Cisco yet to make appearance in BACL play so far. Our stats don't cover those games against CCL opponents. Trayvon Jones is going to bat for the third time after coming into pinch hit. He bounced out to second and he walked. Then it will be Wheeler and back to the top, you would guess, against Cisco Aguayo as he known around the ball club. So, Aguayo's first pitch is a called strike one as he gets that one over.
I think Scott Anderson wanted to hear more Eagles. He said he
Aguayo's 0-1 is caught on and missed. A fastball and he's ahead, 0-2.
That's good heat.
Aguayo reached back for that one and he's ahead. Stares in to get his sign from Sakai. Out of the windup, he delivers. A very close pitch is called a ball.
What the hell? That sucks. That really sucks.
So, 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Aguayo's 1-2 to Jones. Went with the hook and he bounced it. It's 2-2. This is the first time we've seen the breaking ball from the utility man Aguayo. Is 2-2, goes back to the fastball and misses, and the count runs full 3-2. So Aguayo from ahead 0-2, now behind 3-2. See if he can put away Jones. Another guy that pinch hit earlier is Wheeler. He waits on deck, and Francisco took too long, so Trayvon Jones calls timeout at the plate. So now we're ready for Cisco's 3-2. Shakes off Sakai and delivers. A curveball stays above the zone and it's ball 4.
He's going to be tied up.
Second baseman, Ty Aldridge.
Ty Aldridge, the second baseman, now in to hit after the leadoff walk. Aguayo and his infield looking to turn a pair. Out of the slide step, he misses low with the fastball. Nice block by Sakai to keep Jones at first. All Kings, they lead 8-1, top half of the 9th inning. 8 runs on 8 hits. The Anchors 1 run on 7 hits, and a big 3 in the error category has cost them. Aguayo from the slide step again pulls another fastball. He's behind 0-2. Beg your pardon, it's 2-0. So 2-0. Aguayo to Aldridge. That one misses in off the corner, and it's now 3-0. No action in the pen. This is Aguayo's inning, no matter how it goes, especially in a 7-run ball game. 3-0, get me over fastball is in there. It's 3-1. Top of the lineup waiting on deck for the Kings. 3-1 is up above the zone and back-to-back walks to start the outing for Aguayo.
Center fielder, Chase Taylor.
Chase Taylor, the leadoff man, comes in. He was 1 for 5 on the day. He flew out and struck out and grounded out against Lee, or beg your pardon, and then he got to third on what turned into a 3-base throwing error by Nevin Lee in the 6th, and then singled off Lapuz in the 7th. It's 1 ball and 1 strike here as he faces his 3rd pitcher of the evening, and he lines that one into right field over the head of Landry. The stop sign thrown up for Jones, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And a tough start to the outing for Francisco Aguayo. See if he can work himself out of this bases loaded, nobody out fix he's gotten himself into.
Right fielder Shane Aldridge.
The space. His first pitch is a called strike 1. Bases full of kings, nobody out here in the 9th. It's already been all West Coast as they lead 8-1. And Cisco steps off. But now he's ready, working back out of the windup with the bases loaded. He rocks and delivers an 0-1. A curveball misses low, and the count's even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And this one's bounced back to the mound. Cisco is going to underhand flip to the plate in time to get him. The putout goes 1-2, and a man that usually plays the infield shows off his defensive ability as he bounced off the hill and flipped to the plate. Cisco's first pitch misses. It's 1-0. Here comes Cisco's next delivery. It's 1-1. 1 out now after that putout goes 1-2. Cisco looking to work out of a bases loaded no out jam. He's 1 pitch away from doing it. A curveball sails over the head of Elijah Ramos. Ramos has walked twice and he's 0 for 3. Here comes a 2-1. It's bounced off Aguayo. He's going to come home with it again, and another putout goes 1-2. It was a hard ground ball right back up the middle. It hit off the shin of Aguayo, who bounced right back towards the plate as he charges and throws back home. So, walk, single, and consecutive 1-2 force outs. And Aguayo now 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. And that brings up Xavier Rios, who's in the Kings backstop all night long. Cisco been much more efficient out of the windup as he got 2 strikes on the leadoff man before losing him, and has induced 2 ground balls as he's back in the windup with the bases juiced. And a first pitch fastball misses just off the corner.
I guess if you've been missing.
And here comes a 1-0. Misses again with the fastball, low and away. 2 close pitches, but they're both called balls. Aguayo throwing 23 pitches here in the 9th. Here comes the 2-0. Misses again. It's 3 balls and no strikes, and Aguayo in jeopardy of walking in that run. 3-0 pitch. We'll see if Rios has the green light. Here it comes, and it's high ball 4, and Aguayo walks in a run. It's 9-1 Kings.
You have been scared.
So, Francisco almost worked out of the bases loaded no-out jam, but now he has to face Miles Walton with the bases still loaded and 2 men out.
Left fielder Miles Walton.
Walton, slightly open stance, stands very straight with the bat head pointed towards third base, and here comes his first pitch. Aguayo overthrows the fastball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. That's 5 consecutive out of the zone from the man that started this game at third base. took something off there. And he fooled him. It's 1-1.
Sure, no more vice versa. Probably a bad idea this quarter.
1 ball and 1 strike. Bases loaded, 2 and out. Here comes Francisco's 2-1 is to the screen. Sakai makes no attempt to go get the baseball and coming in to score on the wild pitch. Maybe Sakai and Aguayo were crossed up there as that one sailed right past Aiden Sakai and it went straight to the screen and the run scored. So a wild pitch and 2 runs home in the inning. Looking for more. Walton pops that one foul and the count's all even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's double digits for the West Coast Kings. They lead 10-1. Sakai splits the catching duties with Atticus Gonzalez and Caleb Velo. Aguayo takes too long again and Walton steps out, but Velo and Gonzalez not with the ball club today, so Sakai's caught the entire ball game and he's also been on base 2 times, and Aguayo misses there, and the count runs full again. First base open after the wild pitch. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 9th. Aguayo can't believe that one was called a ball. Scott Anderson issues the free pass, and the bases will be loaded once again. This time for TJ Costello, who's been on base 3 times.
Third baseman, TJ Costello.
Aguayo misses again, and it's 1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch count just continues to rise. It's at 32. Top half of the 9th inning, 10-1 ball game. That one misses high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the 2-0 from Francisco, high again, 3-0. And it's his inning to finish no matter what happens. Here comes the 3-0, misses inside, and it's ball 4. 11-1. We have all ones on the scoreboard. The Kings are just having a field day off the anchors here. So the Kings take sole possession of first place, barring a 10-run rally in the last of the 9th. And they came in tied, and now a full game lead for the Kings. Lots of baseball to be played here. But I was just saying that we've already had a month of the BACL season. Feels like yesterday these 2 teams played on opening night here at Pat Bale Field. That one's pulled hard and through the left side of the infield. 1 run's going to score, and Walton gets the green light, afraid of the arm of Carson Vance. And it's 12-1. So the inning getting away from Francisco Aguayo just a little bit. These 2 teams played on opening night, and that one was an anchor victory. Not the same today, as it is a 12-1 Kings lead, and Trayvon Jones is going to step in for the 2nd time this inning. It's the 9th hit of the ball game, 10th, beg your pardon, 10 runs on 12 hits. Jones hacks at a hanging curve and misses. He's behind 0-2. But the Anchors stand just 1 game out of the playoffs, as that's low. It's 1-2. As we're coming up here, the last game before the All-Star break, Jones cuts and misses. It's 1-2. Beg your pardon. It's now 1-2. The count was 1-1 coming in. As we head to the All-Star break, yet to be announced who the anchors All-Stars will be. Ring them up. Francisco Aguayo gets the strikeout, his first of the inning. 4 earned runs on his line, and we'll just talk through this final commercial break. The All-Star game will be Sunday. You can get updates on that at BACL on Twitter. Anchors will post a couple of things as well. Follow us on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Alameda Anchors. It's a 12-1 ball game as we head to the last of the 9th. The Anchors trailing by 11. Lee on the hook for the loss as he gave up 3 earned runs over 6 innings. The win yet to be decided, as you'd assume it's Tony Marchetti's game to win, as he threw innings 3 through 6. So the All-Star game on Sunday at San Ramon High School. Check Anchor's social media to see who's announced as All-Stars. And then a 3-day BACL tournament, 4th of July tournament. And these will not go towards the standings, so the Anchors will head into the break one back of these West Coast Kings gold. But you will get a chance at revenge in the inaugural 4th of July tournament hosted here at the College of Alameda. 6 teams will be playing 3 games on July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then the schedule starts again as they face the Seals coming out of the All-Star break. That's Thursday here, so we'll have nothing but baseball for you all of next week, July 3rd through 6th. Tune in to this Alameda Anchors stream, Alameda Anchors YouTube, and you'll see baseball. 3 games a day, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then back to a 6:05 start against the Seals next Thursday. Sakai gets a lot of that one out to left, but the wind blowing in and the cold day, that one's not going to carry. A few steps shy of the track, the catch is made, but Sakai put a charge into that one. No luck, 1 down.
Center fielder Connor Henning.
Connor Henning steps in for his second at-bat of the ball game. He picked up a pinch hit single last time. See what he can do. His second plate appearance. Hennings takes a called strike 1. 12 runs on 10 hits and no errors up until this point, with 1 out in the 9th for the Kings. 1 run on 7 hits and 3 errors. Command an issue for all of Anchor pitching today, and the walks have come back to bite them time and time again. Hennings cuts and misses, and the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Hennings goes down, and the Anchors down to their final out. Brady Wetzel's going to come in to hit. He came on as a defensive replacement, and he's going to hit for the first time today. As that one misses, and the count's 2-0. And Wetzel fouls it off the catcher, and it clips a piece of Scott Anderson, and so it's 2 balls and a strike to Brady, who represents the last hope for the Anchors in a game they trail 12-1. Here comes the 2-1 delivery, and Wetzel check swing did not go. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. And he swings here and sends one out to right. That should do it. Coming on to make the catch, and the ball game is over. Your final score here from Alameda. The West Coast Kings win it 12-1. Nevin Lee gets the loss, and that's going to wrap up the first half of the season for the Anchors. And although a tough result today, it's a overall good first half of the first season for the Anchors, as they ended 1 game out of first place in the BACL. That's going to wrap up here. Alameda Anchors YouTube will have you covered July 4th weekend baseball all day, and then they come out of the second half Thursday against the Seals. But starting at 10 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, tune in here at Alameda Anchors YouTube. Thank you to Carson Vance for talking some baseball in the middle innings, Dan Harrington on stats and PA as always, and Tony Sakachi for putting this all together. And so your final score, 12-1 Kings, first half of the season in the books here from Alameda. And I'm Kieran Costa saying so long from the East Bay.